What's going on, guys? I hope you're all doing well, and welcome back to another episode of my trades. Before I get into Bitcoin and Ethereum, let me go ahead and update you guys on my portfolio and show you guys what and where I'm at. So, first things first, guys. No changes to the portfolio. I've been in this position, this ratio position, the last like 9 to 10 days. So still 96% cash, 4% ETH. Nothing has changed with this. And today is a great reason why you should have systems. If you follow your emotions, if you follow, whatever the price is doing, whatever the price is going, you are going to get absolutely wrecked. And this is why it's very important to have systems as a trader, as a long-term investor. Okay? Because one of those days is that day. And I'm sure a lot of people that are watching this video right now see that the markets are pumping right now. You see Ethereum pumping, you see Bitcoin pumping. Now, most people that don't have systems are going to probably FOMO right now, thinking that, oh, let's go, the bull market's back, blah, blah, blah. And of course, I'm still bullish for the long term for the end of the year. But as of right now, short term, we have to go and really peel back the onion before, we end up just getting into, allocation. Okay. So let me go ahead and get into the tentacles with you guys. And we'll go ahead and start with Bitcoin first, since Bitcoin is the index of the whole crypto market. So Bitcoin had a really nice pump on Sunday. Okay, it actually followed through, and it actually is breaking out today. So sure, short term, like within like the next 24 hours, that's very nice. If people bought down here, right, then congrats, you've made some profit. Now, the question is this sustainable? And let me go ahead and remind you guys. Let's look at the whole structure of the whole entire thing. Let's look at the bigger picture. Okay, so technically, Bitcoin is still on the lower high. It's not a good thing. Okay, started at 124. We made that 2 months ago. The last one we just had like 2 weeks ago, which was 18K, not 18K, I'm sorry, 118K. And then right now, Bitcoin is attempting to break this little trend line that we have right here. And it's going to probably either retest this 2 month trend line, or it's going to come back and retest 13, or if it can possibly lose that. Now, let me show you guys the daily moving averages. Okay, so the daily moving averages, Bitcoin is respecting all of them, from the 20-week, the 50, the 100, and the 200 right now. So Bitcoin is respecting all of them at this point. Now, the question is, can Bitcoin hold this? That's the question. It's a waiting game. Okay. Now, Bitcoin managed to hold this last night. It didn't like retrace this entire movement from Sunday, so that's actually kind of good to see. However, can it sustain this movement? Right? Can it sustain this? Well, we're not going to know until the overnight. We're not going to know until going into the next open for tomorrow. And even if we go into the next open tomorrow, can Bitcoin break this? Can Bitcoin break this 2 month resistance line? And honestly, we have to just wait and see, because last time it did not. Okay? When I told you guys this is a red flag that Bitcoin cannot break this trend line, we see this wick up here on the 18th. You guys remember that? I made that call. And I reduced my position quite heavily. I went mostly in cash at this time. And then we had this humongous, dip in the market. So, we have to be very cautious with this, because this is not enough confirmation. Okay? Now, it's getting there. But again, we have to see if Bitcoin's going to retest this trend line back down to, 13. And we have to see if it's going to hold up, right? It can retrace this entire candle. There's a good chance it might retrace this entire candle tonight, okay? It can go back all the way down to 12, right? So be very cautious with that. Be very, very, very cautious. There's a lot of resistance on Bitcoin right now. Now let's look at Ethereum. Same thing with Ethereum. Ethereum has a lot of resistance, okay? So, right now Ethereum is still below the 20 moving average, the 20 daily moving average. So it has not broken or respected the 20 daily moving average. So right now for that is going to be the red right here, which is 4270. We can just round it to 4270. And Ethereum has not reclaimed that. So again, if Bitcoin does not hold this and it retraces this entire candle, that's what I'm looking for tonight, okay? If Bitcoin ends up coming back down to 12, right, 12.3, right, or if it cannot hold 13 at all for the rest of the day, that will indicate to you that this entire move is invalidated, okay? That's what I'm looking for. If Bitcoin can hold the at least 13.3, if Bitcoin can hold 13.3, that's a pretty good retest. That would indicate to me, okay, then at least we're going to try to go back up and retest this for the next day or something, right? So there's a lot of confirmation, right? Again, same thing with Ethereum. Okay, Ethereum has a lot of resistance at this point. If Ethereum gets rejected from here, if Bitcoin gets rejected, I would assume that Ethereum would probably come back down on this trend line and probably, hit, 39.50, right? 39.50 would probably be around 39.40, right? So we got to just pay attention and just be very patient. As long as this trend line holds, okay, then I'm bullish, okay? If it breaks below this trend line, however, expect a 3,200 Ethereum, 3,400 Ethereum. This is a very important trend line for Bitcoin as well. This is a very important trend line right here. It's respecting it so far, but it's kind of crucial because if it breaks, 106 will be the next, and then even 100K. And actually, yeah, about at this point, I mean, 97K, 98K would be the next if 106 cannot hold that. So we have to wait. We have to wait and see. Right now, it's a wait and see approach. For me, for my trades right now, for me, since I have mostly cash as my allocation, I'm for Ethereum right now because that's my position. If Ethereum can hold, above $4,100, right? If it can hold above about $4,100, then I may add a little bit more, just a little bit. Maybe just buy one Ethereum coin, okay? And not put too much cash, okay? Because again, this is very early confirmation. We have to get more as we go along. So be cautious, have systems in play. If you guys want to look at the RSI really quick, the RSI for Bitcoin and Ethereum. Let me remove these EMAs really quick. So EMAs, RSI, okay? Again, you can't rely totally on the indicators without context of the technical. So yeah, it's crossing over the yellow band, but again, it's barely doing that. So again, that's what I'm talking about, guys. This can easily fall back under the gold band. Same thing with Ethereum. It can easily fall back underneath the gold band, guys. Okay, so be very cautious with that, and be very careful. I'm not convinced yet, okay? I'm not convinced. We have to wait and see, okay? And let's look at the stochastic MACD. The stochastic, the MACD as well as the stochastic. The stochastic is starting to round, which is actually kind of good to see. That could indicate a bottom position. So again, we just have to just take it day by day. The MACD, the selling volume, or the selling pressure rather, has faded quite drastically. Same thing with Ethereum. The selling pressure has faded quite drastically. So this is good early signs, but don't take the whole cake, okay? We got to wait and see. Be very cautious, guys. Be very careful because this could be a big bull trap, okay? Anyways, that's pretty much it, guys. That's going to do it for today. I will see you guys in the next video, and be very careful, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day, guys. Peace.